Hi, everyone. Beckie Belote here. I am a creative memories advisor from Newport News, Virginia. And on Tuesdays, I like to give a tip. Were any of you all looking for me earlier in the day? Well, the day's not over, so don't be bad mouthing me yet. I had that amazing advisor retreat this past weekend. We had like 170 ladies that came together, either in person, some of them zoomed in. These are advisors that love to scrapbook and love to help people get albums done. So, anyways, we had a fun time training together this weekend to better serve you. So if you were there, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back and see me next year. Um, and if you are not an advisor and are thinking about being one, let me know. If you're not already attached to another advisor, I would absolutely love to have you join me. So anyways, we do have fun and would love to have you. So today I'm gonna do a border. But I hope y'all don't mind, but my client retreat is coming up very soon at the end of February. And I like to remind them when I can of some things that if they don't have them, they may want them. And so you all can see too, but I think that you might want to have. So one of these is the Border Maker Tool Organizer. These are really awesome. Awesome sauce. Let me change the screen for you. Maybe not. There we go. So guys, it's a double decker, so I can pull this tray out, and there's a whole nother tray of these down there, and it has a place for you to store the tools as well. So I really, really, really like this. It makes me feel really organized. And I tell my clients, I hope you're listening, that when you go away to a retreat, you actually need every single Border Maker cartridge. Look at your photos and see which ones you really, really need to take because I know some of you have more than what will even fit in one of these. And sometimes it makes the trip lighter if you bring less of them if you're not going to need them. I know my assistant Holly, she likes to bring all of hers, but she leaves the ones that she doesn't think she's going to need in the car. And that way she can go back out and grab it. She doesn't have to be angry. So this one, there was actually a little discussion on the advisor group, and I doubt those girls are actually watching me, but I'm going to show you anyways. Let's see if I can get a better view for you. So this is the tool organizer, and this is where I put my other punches. And rather than put we call these kind of like the airplane punches, the ones that have they're border punches, but they have this lip. They'll fit in very nicely at an angle like this. And when you do that, you can see, let me see if I can help you there. You can see that I can see which ones they are. And then on the other side, I put the smaller ones. And what that does is it doesn't make it so heavy. I don't know about you, but these things can get crazy heavy. And so I like to put them in there in this fashion. It's lighter for my tool, my organizer, so it doesn't cause it damage. And also I can lift it nicely. If you have a couple of oddball ones that just don't fit, you can throw those in here and just rest them on the table when you're scrapbooking. You can give yourself a little bit more space that way. And I will tell you that they zip up just like this. So you don't even have to put them flat. There is enough play in the cover that they fit nicely. Okay. So I just wanted to give a shout out for this tool. Both of these organizers, the Border Maker one and this one, are the same price. They're $39.50. And this one has little dividers that you can put in or not. I do recommend that you put them in because it helps give the organizer some stability. All right. So let me get that out of the way. And I hope you like that idea. What did I do here? There we go. All right, so I'm going to, I'll be honest, I'm very late tonight because I couldn't even find my stuff after a weekend. Are y'all like that? Where you go to a long weekend, you come home and you didn't put anything back where it belonged. And so anyways, I was totally lost today. Totally, totally lost. But anyways, I am here it is still Tuesday. So I mean, I am really pleased. So I'm going to show you a fun border. We're going to use the border maker cartridge today. This works with other tools, other cartridges. But this one is really pretty, and I haven't done much with it to show you because it was sold out, but it is coming back. Will you do me a favor? If you like this idea, if you like this cartridge, would you do me a favor and reach out to your advisor and say, would you please order me one of those when they come back in stock? Go ahead and pay her. She'll make a list. And that way, we'll know that you want it and we'll get it for you the minute that it comes back in stock. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw that in there. And what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead. This is probably a 6-inch piece of paper. I'm going to fold it in half. You don't have to pull out the scoring for this, the scoring blade. We're going to hack it up and it's not going to matter. All right, and I'm going to do it the wrong way first. I mean, I'm not going to ruin this piece of paper, but I want you to see that 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 if you cut this on the folded edge, okay, the folded edge. So I'm gonna throw this piece of paper in the little tray, which was folded into the bottom of this tool. I'm gonna close that up and I'm gonna fold this back. So if you punch on this edge, I just want you to see what it looks like. Just do a few. All right, and now I'm gonna open it up. So if you do that, oh, by the way, oh my gosh, you know how I always make such a mess? These came back in stock, these little trash cans, and I've always have this, but I don't brag that I have it because we haven't had any that you all could buy, and I didn't want you all to be upset that you couldn't find them. But they just came back in, and they're $5, I think. And I love these because you can kind of just set it at your feet, and then when you're ready to get rid of your scraps, you pick it up and just slide it right in. Some people like to even hang them from their table. Like I have one of the cup caddies. Any of y'all have the old cup caddies? Mine, there's a little hook under there, and you can actually hang it there too. All right, but what I wanted you to see is how pretty, if I had done all the way through here, what a beautiful border that is together, isn't it? All right, so I just wanted to point that out. But that's not the side I want to punch on. So we're going to go ahead and do it again on the side that I do want you to punch on. Oh, look what I did. Okay. Oh, that was relatively easy. All right. So now we're going to do it again. If you haven't used this tool, there is a tray that folds underneath. You need to open it up. I'm only cutting this two at a go because I can. This is thin paper. This paper line, by the way, is so beautiful. It is an older line. It's called Serenity, and it is so, so beautiful. And I was looking for something that would look really good with this punch. And this was the one that came to mind for me. So it is called Serenity. We're going to do two at a go to save time. We are going to go all the way down this piece of paper this time. And this time, because it was already a cut edge, these borders are not going to be connected when I open the paper up. So we chose the edge where it was opened. All right. And then what we're going to do, we're going to grab my little trash can and we're going to scoop this off. All right. So now what I want to do is grab my trimmer. And we're going to cut those off. And I guess let's see if I can tell you what I did today with this. I think what I did is I went to, all right, so there's the 1 inch. And one more railroad track over is 1 1/4. That's just a little bit too big. So I backed up. What did I do? 1 1/4, I think. I backed up just two little lines. See. Let me see if we can put it on the 3 centimeters. That's kind of big. Don't cut yet. Don't cut. I want it just this big. I always have trouble with them backwards. Let's one, two. You know what? Let's do that. So I went to the 1 inch, and there's little tiny little crosshairs up there. I could say the measurements, but it doesn't help a lot of people when I say that, so I'm not. I'm gonna go over one little guy and one more little guy. So they're just little hairs. And we're gonna make sure that we're doing the same thing down here at the bottom. I think that's gonna be good. My my camera keeps going out of focus, and I'm not sure why that's happening. But anyways, so these are absolutely exactly the way I wanted them. All right. And then what we're gonna do, what do I want to do? Do I want to use this color or this color? They're both beautiful, aren't they? Well, how about if we decide in a minute? I want you to now to take a contrasting piece of paper. Now, this one also came from the same line. This is Serenity. And I'm going to cut off two half-inch strips. So two half-inch strips, those are the very first railroad track on the other side of your mat strip. Whether you're cutting upside down because you're a left-hander or a right-hander, it's the first one to the right. And then we're going to thread these through. Decide first which way you want. I think I'm going to thread the white side through, kind of white side through. All right, and we're just going to go through these holes like this, every other one. I love these big holes, don't you? They're really awesome. Even if you don't have those little skinny, crazy thin fingers, you can still through it, do it. All right. So those little baby fingers works with grown-up fingers. See. Oh my goodness. I need some rest. We're gonna get through here. This. All right. So so that's pretty just the way it is, isn't it? Isn't that beautiful? You see how you could make some beautiful borders like that? You could put them across the sides. You could put them across the top. You could do them so that they crisscross. Isn't it just lovely? And then don't forget you have these little the trash out of these are big dots. And so I could see those used for a whole bunch of things. Pretty. All right, so I'm going to throw those out of the way though because I get to pick up my magic trash can. All right, so that takes care of that. All right, but today we're not going to do that. I wanted to show you something a little bit more out of the box. So I've taught this skill before. However, I haven't taught it with this particular punch, and I really like it. So we're going to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these so that they match, and then we're going to face each other. Just roll them over on each other, and then line up all the edges nicely. And then we're going to take our straight trimmer again. Tanya, or is it Jen? Jen and Tanya. I hope you're watching this because this is a really cool thing that we can do with this trimmer. All right, and we are going to thread it through like that. And we're going to line it up on the diagonal, just like that. And this corner right here is right on that 7. Okay, so that says 6, that says 7. The little corner is pointing at the 7. Make sure they're nice and together. And we're going to cut there. That's what I did earlier. I'm looking at it and yeah, I'm gonna stay with my gut. Actually, where I believe it should go, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it where I believe it should go. So there's the 7. Here's the one that aligns with the next major intersection here at the 4.5. What if we go to one that's kind of irregular? So what if we go to this one? So it's at the 4 3/4. All right, so there's the 7. If you slide it down just one little line to the next little intersection, I really think that that's going to be a better match. But you're going to see what it looks like if it goes to the 7 because that's what the completed page that I did that. So you're gonna like that too. But I think this is probably more in the middle. All right. So there we have it. Next, what we're gonna do is grab our tape runner and we're gonna stick these down. All right, decide what side you want. I like this side, don't you? I like the contrast. You can see it better here, right? All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to you want the funky thing in your corner, kind of like a picture frame. All right, and find the one that will go with it. Actually, any of them would go, but I am seeing again that one of these is a tad bit bigger than the other, and it doesn't matter. But I just want to be consistent and pick one that's a little bit bigger and one that's a little bit smaller. Actually, they really do look the same size. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing with these other pieces. I'm going to put those over here, wherever they fit, getting just a little bit of an edge. In other words, I'm paralleling it. Pull this through just a tad. Making sure it's parallel with the edge there. And then we are going to put this one in that little corner. I knew this was going to work, but if you're anxious about whether it's going to work, don't stick it down until you're sure, because in case you made an error, because I don't want you to tear your paper. All right, so now what I'm going to do, this looks good, right? It's beautiful just the way it is, but I'm going to make it even more beautiful. Now you can see the color. My lighting in here is like an airport, and I think it's washing this out, but isn't that beautiful? I wanted you to see how pretty this paper is. It's Serenity. All right, so then what I'm going to do, the corner here and the corner here. So it's the corner closest to the piece of paper that I'm lining up with. And we're going to stick this in so that those corners go in this track. So here's the cutting track, which you can't really see because of my stinking lighting tonight. But your cutting track is here. That corner, I'm going to line up to it. And the corner down here, I am too. And then I can double check that I'm accurate by closing this up. And then we're going to use this little guy. It's got a little black line on it, if you can see it. I'm going to make sure that black line is going straight through that corner. And then there's another one down at this end. And this one, I'm off quite a bit. So I'm going to pull this one in place and rotate this one a bit. Forgot to put my glasses back on. All right, so anyways, that looks good. And I've got that off. Look how pretty and polished that looks now. Do you like it? All right, and then we're going to do the same thing with the other one. So we are going to put, remember, it's the corner closest to the edge. Our goal is to put that in the track, in the cutting track. In the cutting track. So that is the first groove of the mat strip. Don't forget, if your mat strip, when you run your finger across it, it's rough and raised. Rough and raised. Say that after me. Rough and raised. It is time for a new mat strip. You should notice that it's not cutting like it used to, and you can get a new mat strip. Your extras will fit underneath. But you don't necessarily need a new mat strip, and I'll show you why in a minute. It means you need to stop cutting on that one, but we really have lots of grooves on these guys. So this one's got, you see a number one, you see a number two. So I'm cutting in the number two groove. And then when I'm done with those, this side is smooth because this one hasn't been used. And that's where my 3 and 4 is. So you can rotate them to get a better cut. All right. Mine still has, I don't know. I shouldn't keep cutting on it. It really does need to be flipped. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it. All right. But there is a place underneath your trimmer down here where you can store a backup. Like if you're on groove 4 and it makes you crazy when your trimmer doesn't cut like butter, you can store it down here and it won't fall out or anything. So we're not going to do that now. Maybe we are. They fit really snug. All right, so I'm going to take that out and put it back in so that it will be there when I need it. But I'm going to put it on the third groove, and then we'll know next time when it's raised and rough, we can change it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clean up this piece of paper. I want to do some mats out of this one. I'm going to get off these triangles because those are not, I like to use those for scratch. I'm not going to use those for other reasons. And what you should have left is about, this is a little, this is like, this is not square. So I'm going to cut some of this off too. Make sure it's nice and square. All right, let me see what we got now. This is better. All right, and we're going to cut it at about 4 inch. A little bit uneven. But anyway, it's got two nice size mats out of that, and some pieces that we could make. So I still feel, yeah, this was a little bit square. All right, so anyways, that's going to be helpful. All right, so now I'm going to show you the finished product because I already made a double page spread with this for you. All right. So this is the one that I created. Oh, come on. I don't know why it's doing that. I wonder if it's because it's light. In other words, it's at dark. If that's messing with my lighting. I'm not sure it's dark outside, but I don't know, probably not. All right, so anyways, this is beautiful, isn't it? Same line, still Serenity. Here's the mats that I cut that I added to it. Here's some more paper from that line, more paper from that line. And I also added using the letters. Um, I don't know if you all invested in the new die cut letters. I find them very hard to find on the website. So I just wanted to show you, remind you what they look like. They're big, oversized die cut letters. They come in 4 colors and they come with these little organizational pieces so that you can store them in there so you can easily find them. I went ahead and separated the colors, but you don't have to. Um, and so anyways, I wrote Spa Day because Serenity and Spa kind of reminds me of the same thing. And I used this little punch guy. This one is called Mandevilla Flower. And when you punch this one, it's really pretty. This one's been around for a while, so if you don't have this one, you might want to snatch it up. When you punch this one, what you get is a flower and another flower. So you can use them independently. They're really pretty for that. You're going to love this one at Easter time, in the spring. But if you flip it over, if it's double-sided paper, when you flip it, you get a two-toned, which is what you're seeing here. You can see the light purple and then the white there. All right. So anyways, I hope you like that. And I hope that if you need an advisor, that you will pick one. I would love for you to shop for me with me if you're in that situation. My website is www.creativememories.com/ which is under the question mark, user, USER, / Beckie, spelt like that, Beckie. And then my last name is Belote. So if you type that in the first time and shop with me, it'll go back to that every time. All right. So I wanted to tell you about that. Um, again, my retreaters, I showed you 2 organizer pieces. This is my new fave. If you haven't played with this one, this is a good one. Oopsies. This is a good one. It stores all of your things so that you can easily find things. And if you are considering being an advisor, now I like to say this. I like to say this if you're just getting into scrapbooking, before you spend $1 million, you may want, it's so hard. We have a really cool hobby, but we like like a lot of stuff. And anyways, if you join to be an advisor before you spend all that, you'll be grateful that I mentioned it. But anyways, they have one of these, the spinny ones without the polka dots that you would get when you place your first order. So this is for absolutely free. You pay 49 to join. You get $50 in credits to spend on whatever you want. Plus, you get this. So when I mean it's free, it's free. And and then this little guy that we don't sell, it has a little zipper on it. It's got a little pocket. This is where you can put your pens and stuff. As a businesswoman, you may want to use it to store your change, for your party. You make, pens for your guests. Um, Stuff like that, extra tape runners or whatever. So it could be a little business bag, or it could definitely be just a little fun bag for you. So, anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. You all have an amazing week, and I'll see my croppers this weekend. Bye.